But first of all, welcome all to our webinar about how to be active. As I said before, my name is Marie Zametsnikova, and I will be guiding you through our today's webinar. And what actually we will be covering today. So first on the agenda was networking. This already passed. It was 15 minutes. And now I would like to introduce you to the activity sheet, what it will be about, etc. And then I will give you a virtual tour of what is inside the activity sheet. Then we will have a 15 minutes question and answer. So you can post during the virtual tour any question inside the chat, because I will not be monitoring the chat during the virtual tour, as I will be interacting with the platform and sharing the screen at that time. However, then during the last 15 minutes, you are free to unmute yourself and also ask the questions in the real time, because I always welcome any kind of interaction. And then for those who want, we will have also a group picture, which will be then shared on our social media channels. And we will also tag you and your organization as an active participant of today. And then I will also kindly ask you if you can give us any feedback, either positive, negative, or any suggestion regarding what webinar would you like to hear or watch next time. So the first question, actually, before I am proceeding to the activity sheet, is what tools are available? Actually, not this one. Yes, I skipped one. And before proceeding to another question, there is, if you can please raise the hand if you are a group owner or administrator. Raising a hand, I mean on the Microsoft Teams. So there is this feature that you can also see on the right top hand corner. So if you are owning a group or you are administrator of a group, please raise your hand. Because when I was making this event, this webinar, it was targeted to the group owners and administrators, but not only, because activity means the collaboration between the users and also the content creators, which means the owners and administrators. So far I see a 6 raised hands, 7 from we are 26 participants in 8, 9, including me, 10. And yes, so I would say that around less than 50% we are group owners and administrators. Oh, 10. Susan also raised her hand. And this also will allow me to speak on the both coins. So what activity can we do on Capacity for Dev, and how to actually secure the collaboration among between us, which means the group owner and administrator as well as the users. So it's really nice that we have kind of two camps here represented during this webinar. And my next question would be, what are the tools that are available to secure the interaction on Capacity for Dev? You can think about it for a bit, and I would ask you to answer in the chat. So any kind of interaction or activity that just pop into your mind that we can use on Capacity for Dev to actually start some kind of action. I don't want to say so many examples, because actually I would like to see your reactions. However, for example, one example can be comments, just to give you a clue what I'm looking for. Really easy and basic. And so if any other activity or the tool that can secure interaction on Capacity for Dev, just write it in the chat. And I would like to know what kind of activities you might have in mind. Comments are really a powerful tool, because all of the users can actually give you a feedback, what they think about your project, about your group, and they can, in this case, start a discussion. I see that Patricia already mentioned 3 different tools, which is discussion, comment, recommendation, and sharing, which is actually some of the basics as well. So the sharing can be, for example, on the social media or also by hyperlinks. For example, that you would like to link and hyperlink between your website or your social media, or, for example, also share the content inside another group. I see that Maria Elena wrote share a content, Dovland, really nice one. I didn't actually thought about this one. And discussions as well. So I think that you already covered most of these that I have in mind. And the first slide is about the users. The users can, for example, recommend a page, such as group or a project. And by recommendation, the group owners and administrators can have more likes on their inside their group or project. This is usually visible on the main page of the group. I will then show you. Then also the similar feature is like, so all of the users can like any content that is available on Capacity for Dev. This means, for example, if the user is a member of a specific group, then of course the comment that I already covered. User also can follow. This is equivalent to the notification, so that if a user is following a content, they are receiving a notification to their email mailbox about what are the updates regarding the specific content. User also can read. This is also a really important interaction that not a lot of people sometimes think about. I was just having testimonials that I invited a few group owners and administrators recently to actually ask them about their experience on Capacity for Dev. And it was really interesting that I got one answer that Capacity for Dev is a really nice tool to actually realize how to structure the content so that people are able to understand what you are trying to convey as a message when it comes to the project. So that when you are actually uploading a content as a group owner or administrator, you might think about how to make it better to actually for the readers. So that when you're uploading any kind of content, you should think from another perspective what the users or the members wants to read in regards to the specific topic of your expertise. User also can become part of multiple communities. This means of multiple groups, because as I mentioned during our networking part, each group is a community, and each of you who are group owners or administrators are also community managers. As I could see, there were around 10 community managers in this webinar. User also can share in other groups. I will also show you how it's possible to do so. And user also can share on social media. As there is a community around a specific and focused topic, for example, let's say water and sanitation topic, then inside there are usually people who are interested in this topic or have expertise in this kind of field. This means that also the user social media are shaped around this topic usually, because they're tweeting, they're sharing the knowledge on other platforms, on other social media. Therefore, it's also important to know that there is also this possibility to link between Capacity for Dev and the social media as such. And last but not least, for the user, they can also participate in discussions. This is the main feature when it comes to the groups, that it actually secures the collaborations, and also this means the discussions. Really interesting about this list of the user is that if you're a group owner or administrator, you are also feasible for each of these activities as a user is. Because as a group owner and administrator, you are also a user. Therefore, you can interact with other groups and also reshare any kind of content inside other groups that has, for example, similar topic of your expertise that you are managing. When it comes to the group owners and administrators, there are few additional special features that actually group owners and administrators can do. However, not necessarily is not restricting to the users, because, for example, publishing an event, the user can also publish an event inside your group. Therefore, for example, when I say the topic of the group water and sanitations, if inside your group is a member with expertise around the sustainability of water, of rivers, etc., they can also publish an event inside your group, which can secure also more visibility and more outreach and more interaction inside the community as such. However, when it comes to the contacting members, this feature is mainly for the group owners and administrators. So when you are owning a group or administrating a group, you are usually contacting your members in a bunch. So I will also show you then how you can contact all of the members, because this is also a really critical tool when it comes to sending immediate notifications. The next can be visual communication, because Capacity for Deaf, as any other platform, is about sharing knowledge and information. So actually, there are so many information regarding different topics, and this means that actually, as a group owner or administrator, you should make sure that your content is also speaking visually to the users and readers. So there should be, for example, some videos or pictures which will tell the reader more about what you are speaking about. Next is definitely external links, because some of you might also have your own website or social media channels. Therefore, it's really important to make interconnection between these two channels, such as your own website, but also Capacity for Deaf platform, as well as your social media channels, because I'm sure that your followers on social media can also find it benefiting to interact with you on Capacity for Deaf. Then also really interesting, and this was a recommendation from our editorial team, is call to action, because readers usually really like call to action, which means, for example, read this, write this, comment this, tell us what you think about this, so that you are actually giving an action to the user, what they should do in terms of interacting with you. And last but not least, as I already mentioned, our editorial team, as a group owner and administrator, you are able to cooperate with our editorial team. We will have a special webinar in November. It will be the end of the November, where the guest will be our communication officer from the editorial. Therefore, if you have any question regarding our editorial team, I will then send you also the invitations. You will find them on the homepage. And but if it's more urgent, definitely feel free to actually pop the question inside our support mailbox. Now, as I was speaking for 15 minutes regarding the different actions that are available on Capacity for Deaf, I would like to give you a tour regarding what I was just speaking about. So let me share another window, which is Capacity for Deaf website. So now we are at Capacity for Deaf, and I don't know if you already discovered, but there is a main bar where you can easily go to any of the groups that you are interested in. For the purpose of this webinar, I just was starting to following few random groups that I can use to actually show you what are the different features. So for example, here I am inside a group, and the interesting thing that you can look at is this blue book, because you can here disable or enable notification as a user. This is really important, because then you will receive a notification inside your mailbox, and the notifications can be managed in the settings. So if you want to, for example, receive notifications immediate or on a daily basis or monthly, then you can set it up here. By default, it's weekly, so you can change it how you want the information flow to be going into your support mailbox. Also, when I'm, for example, going to some of the discussions here from the latest activity, you can see how many people viewed this content, how many people commented or liked it, as well as I can recommend the group as such, as a user. So I'm actually giving a like to the group, and I am, in this sense, I am recommending it. You can see the different recommendations of each group by going to the main section, which is group. And here you can see the symbol as a like, and you will see how many recommendations each group has. I will go back to the previous group, and here I can again do unfollow or share to other of my groups or projects. This is a really important feature because, for example, let's say that I am the expert in water and water and sanitation, for example. I don't know why it just popped in my mind today, so I will use this example many times. And here I can actually reshare this kind of content in any of the group that I am part of. This can again secure the more visibility and outreach of the group that I am part of, and it can also secure more expertise flow alongside other groups. Because you can imagine that each expertise has a different specific topics that you can solve around that topic. Therefore, for example, on the topic of Africa, we have different 14 groups, and each of the groups are speaking about different kind of expertise in terms of Africa. But if one of the group is, for example, organizing a webinar about some heated topic in Africa, you want that this webinar will be more visible and with more outreach by actually resharing to other groups and projects. So I'm going to one of the discussions again, and here then we have the comments. So to write a comment is super easy. As you may see, there is not anything that you need to edit or something. Important thing is to send notifications, and the notification for the comment is sent to the authors, editors, and other commenters of the specific post or topic. What is also interesting is when you go here in the main bar to your content, you can find here all of the content that you have ever published on Capacity for Dev. This can be really nice management of what you are actually doing in terms of your one profile. So for the purpose of this webinar, I also uploaded one comment today in the webinar that in the event, and I can see it here in my comments. I unfortunately don't have now any content on this profile, and I can also see here activity stream, which is the different pics and the latest activity from all of the projects and programs and groups that I am actually following or am part of. But my internet connection is not really supporting me in showing you the activity stream. So yes. So I couldn't show you the activity stream, but we are again in the groups. because of the internet connection, I guess, of the browser. And then, of course, when it comes to the reading different kind of content, it's important that you are using interactivity with your readers, so that there is not the monotone content inside your group, such as here you can see that there is something pinned, which is really important in this group. You can see that there is a document which I can read. Here we have a webinar coming soon, another one, and it's really nice when I'm a reader to see the variety of different actions that can be seen inside a group. I would like to speak about events because I see that events has a really big potential on capacity for deaf, and I realized after speaking with some of the group owners and administrators that sometimes it's not really easy for them to know how to publish an event because sometimes it's easier to just go on the group and do an announcement as a discussion that we will have, for example, on 23rd September, we will have an event. Uh, However, it's a really nice practice to actually do the combination of both. The first thing to upload it as an event, because then it will appear here in the global main menu in the events, where actually anybody who are members of Capacity for Deaf can see it, if of course your group is public, and they can, for example, get interest inside your group. Uh, but then it's also important to send an announcement inside your group, because then you can share documents, etc. And you would like to make announcement and pin it, for example, and give other hyperlinks to your website and other social media. Therefore, you can also create it as a discussion, because then it will be sent as a notification to the support mailbox, to the mailbox of your members within 1 week time, as it's set in default. However, some members, of course, can also set it, for example, to immediate or monthly or yearly. Hopefully not never, but this is also the option that it's available for you. And last but not least, really nice practice when it comes to the event, and if you want to give the impulse to your members immediately, is actually to contact members. I also, for purpose of this webinar, I became a group owner and group administrator of one group to show you how to contact members. So if I'm going in this group to the members, and here I am selecting in the members, select all members on all pages. Just be clear that you actually really select this one and not only on the first page. And then if you click contact, you will be able to write a message, which will be sent to all of your members with an immediate effect to the mailbox. Uh, I think that most of you could, or at least group owners and administrators could already receive an email from me, because I was using this contact form to all of the members of group owners and administrator group to actually invite them for this webinar. If you are a group owner or administrator and you are not part of this group, please contact me on support@capacityfordev.eu, and I will add you, because this is the pivotal part of your content management, as we are here sharing any tips and tricks of how to set your project or how to manage a group. Yes, this was the event group. I'm hearing myself 2 times. Yes, now it's fine. Yes. So, uh, Yes, also main part about how to do the content management, as I said before, is about the visualizations. And also when it comes to our editorial team, if you, for example, would like to feature your work in Capacity for Dev articles, you can read more information here in voices and views. Uh, Other than this is also what is really interesting that I was speaking with one of the group owner and administrator lately, actually today, and it was regarding that some of the group owners and administrators, they are having a group or project on Capacity for Dev as well as external website. So I was interested in how they are doing the selection for the for Capacity for Dev and for their website, so that they are not actually doing the duplication of the content, that they are securing. And I received an answer that Capacity for Dev is for them rather a place where they can speak on a higher level with experts about different issues, and that it is kind of repository for them, because it was with a group owner since 2012. So it was with someone who has large experience on Capacity for Dev, and for them it was really interesting to actually publish the different information regarding events that they were part of during these 10 years, and they could link the content from Capacity for Dev to their other activity that they are having right now. So this was also a really interesting usage of Capacity for Dev. And it's already 15:45. Uh, so I would like to slowly move into the questions and answers. And I see that a lot of people has their raised hand, so I will lower the hand of everybody so I can actually see if somebody has a question in the real time, and I can answer it appropriately. So if you have any question, I already see that there are few questions already in the chat. However, if you have any question in the real time and you would like to ask it, if you would like to ask it by unmuting yourself, don't hesitate to do so. And if not, then I will read the questions. Yes, Patricia?
Yes. Well, I have a question because, well, the invitation was forwarded to me by my colleague Jen. So I think I was in this group of Capacity for Dev owners and administrators, but because I received an email during holiday, but for this occasion I didn't receive the invitation. Well, as far as I see, but it could have arrived. But then I used the link of my colleague. But just to let you know. But regarding the events, since I lost connection for a few seconds, I don't know if you mentioned the possibility that we discussed to allow people to add the events to their calendar. How this is done.
How to put the events inside their calendar? Or
Yes,
you
but
mean yes? You mean
when you download
Mhm,
a dot
mhm,
ICS file or
mhm.
something like this, if
Yes.
it's possible.
Yes, this is a really interesting question,
It's a
and
really interesting question. And
I have a echo again,
I
so
have
I will
echo.
just unmute yourself. I will just unmute you. And so when it comes to the event, because most of us are using a lot of technologies such as Outlook, Teams, Zoom, etc., it's always nice to actually have the event inside your calendar, such as Outlook. Uh, what Patricia was mentioning was mainly about that if you are publishing an event on Capacity for Dev, there are usually not uploaded documents regarding how to edit inside your Outlook, such as, for example, here, I don't see that there would be this possibility. However, if you are going, I will just use actually their group for this, and just a second. So now I will go to the group that I am some part of, so it will be much easier. And here to the events, add an event. So for example, I am a member of this group and I want to add an event. So you fill the title, what is the purpose of this event, if it's learning, meeting, or event as such. Then you are putting the start date and end date. This is mandatory, so it cannot be without start date or end date that day. And here you actually have documents. Agenda and information, presentation, or additional. What I'm usually doing for the webinars, I'm adding to agenda and information a document that can be added on inside the event. Therefore, anybody afterwards can click on the document as such and add it to their Outlook. So here, if we are going to the community webinars and, for example, the second one, we will see that here in agenda and information, I put a link for the documents. And if you click on it, you will have the invitation to your Outlook downloaded to your computer. Therefore, you will be able to have it inside your Outlook. However, don't forget, because this is a bit tricky, that if you publish an event and inside this event there is a document, it means that there are two different posts that you need to validate as a group owner or administrator. So it happened to me a few times that actually I uploaded an event, and which means that I validated the event as such. However, inside the event there was a post, which is the document, and in this case you have to validate it as well, and here you will have the edit button, and you will need to click publish. This is mainly done because there are metadata inside the document, and when you click on edit, it will give you a full screen, and you will have to just put three different topics what this document is about. This is used for the search purposes, etc. And then you just click on publish, and both of the posts, which means the event as well as the document, will be available for the public or your group, or depends on the audience that is targeted for this event. Any other question? Real time by unmuting. If not, Thomas asked, Marie, can you please explain the difference between summary and group description? So I hope that I understand what you mean by these different things, because I will go to some, for example, span group, where we can do this description. So if I understand well what you mean by summary, because here about the group, I guess that you are referring this to the description. However, the summary of the group, can you maybe, Thomas, help me with what you mean by summary of...
Marie, I can ask the question live,
Yes.
if you prefer. I'm creating a group as we speak, and there are two spaces, two fields. One is called summary, and the other one is called group description. And when I hover over the names, it says edit summary. What's this? Leave blank to use stream value, of full text as the summary.
Mhm.
Or group description, well, group description is clear, but summary, I don't know what it is. Yeah, you've seen it. It's in your
Yes.
screen. Edit
Yes.
summary or
Yeah, this is interesting because actually I never came across.
I think, if I may, I believe that this is just what we receive, Marie and I, when we receive a group or project request. So it's just something for us to understand what's the group about and to accept it or not. So it's not what will really go then in the about column. But indeed, it might be something to clarify better on the website because it's not so clear from them. But I take the occasion to underline how it is important to have in all the groups this about column well filled in, because it's the first thing that the users would see when they arrive in a play page. And we notice that there are a lot of groups that have it empty. So maybe it's because the group owners and administrator are not well informed that about the meaning of that. So really the main thing is there, while the wiki, so this W on the left, this in the new website we will call it in a you know that next year we are switching platforms, so it will be all revamped. So we won't call it wiki because it's a bit confusing. But the ideas of this wiki is that you can create a whole menu and write all the information about the group. So, but more in details with sub pages and so on. But the about is really the snappy summary. Sorry if I took the occasion, but I think it's important.
Yes, I think I mentioned it during the onboarding webinar last week. And actually, what is really important, just to make it also brief, because sometimes they are also about the group, the description of the group is sometimes super long, that actually this is the first point of view where the reader is looking. So what is your group about? And there is necessary to write just few paragraphs, not real essays, about really clear description what your group is about and why the reader should be interested to get the notification about this kind of space that is published on Capacity for Dev. Francesca is asking, do you receive notifications on a new content in your groups? I don't even if they are enabled. The only notifications I receive are those on approval of new members. Yes, we are aware. We are just having a minor IT issue recently on the notifications. There is some IT error, and it's now with our IT team and developers that they are trying to find solution to get back to the notifications. However, in properly when it will be done, you will be able to receive notifications on a daily, weekly, or immediate basis. So actually the notifications will be done accordingly how you have it in the settings, and we are currently on it. Patricia is leaving, so bye bye, Patricia. And any other question? You are really polite today. Not so many questions, actually. So if you have any other question, don't hesitate to unmute yourself or write in the chat. I will give you just a few more seconds. And just it crossed my mind that I didn't cover the discussions. So if you are going to the groups, and on the left sidebar here, you have the discussion. So this is actually the pivotal feature for the group, and anybody can start to have a discussion. You can also, as a group owner administrator, you can manage it, you can approve it. by approval if you want to actually monitor it. And to create a discussion, you just submit a title, then a different type of discussion. So what is your discussion about? Is it idea, question, debate, or only information? You can then write what is your discussion about by using also different tools. And then putting 3 topics that is your discussion about. You can also submit some documents, if, for example, a PDF or PowerPoint or anything that can accompany your discussion, and other selections such as date, language, etc. Click send notifications and publish. Also, important thing about activity is that we have our YouTube channel. So which is we have a YouTube channel which is official one for where we are publishing our own creation with the editorial team. However, we have also YouTube channel for the guest, which means for you, for group owners and administrators. This means because on Capacity for Dev you cannot upload videos. You can do it only by embedding the video as such, and this might be done via YouTube. And then to put the HTML code from the YouTube, you just click here source, and you here upload the HTML source, and you click publish, and then you will see after publishing it that there is a video appearing. Maria Rosa is also leaving, so bye-bye, Maria Rosa. And we have 2 minutes before 4 p.m. So that's nice timing. So if you don't have any questions, the last thing before I will let you go, can you please write any comment into the chat, any feedback that you would like to share with us, or anything that you liked or didn't like, or even the suggestion for the upcoming webinar that we might help you with something. In the past, we had, for example, content management or tip and tricks. Also, we are still having the onboarding webinar, which is for the new members. And so any other topic that you would like to take part in the future, so just let us know in the comment. And I will send you the follow-up email with the presentation, also with the questions that you ask, so you can have the answers in your email in terms if you will like to use them in the future, and also the recording for today's webinar. So if you would like your colleagues would also watch it afterwards, then they are really welcome. And one more thing, Revolutionar, we are using also YouTube for the playlists. So from the community webinars, we are trimming. So the networking part will not be there, but the content as such, so for example, how to be active today, will be on the YouTube, and then also used in the sequence with the other webinars with the chapters. So you will be able to also navigate yourself through the chapters afterwards. So thank you so much. It was a really pleasure to meeting lots of you and interacting with you. And I will. I hope that I will see you one day again via virtually or even in person. So thank you so much, and I wish you a nice rest of the Tuesday. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.